Okay, Tron Legacy. Let's just get the problems out of the way. There's a lot of complaints about this movie. I understand why there are many complaints about this film. Mainly because they're the same complaints that could be made about the original Tron movie by Steven Lisberger. One, if you didn't like the original movie, you're not gonna like this movie. Two, the dialogue is pretty hokey. Three, some of the acting is pretty hokey. Four, yes, this is Jeff Bridges. Yes, he's in full dude mode. If that puts you off, well, you're going to be sick of him by the end of this movie. And five, which wasn't a problem with the original film, Tron Legacy is stuffed with references to Star Wars. It's rather surprising actually, because Tron, when it came out in 1983, was quite an original movie. What he did was, what Lisberger envisioned was a computer world where all the relationships that we have online through computers would be actualized in some sort of analog world that he envisioned as Roman gladiatorial arenas and races through mountainous landscapes in this digital environment. He was quite the visionary, and I don't believe he's ever received the credit he deserved for more or less coming up with CGI cinema. If you look at Tron, the original movie, that is the beginnings of this trend in cinema, which has led to movies like Avatar and so forth. So, Tron Legacy could be seen as an attempt to honor the legacy of Steven Lisberger, and he does appear in the movie in a brief cameo as a barman, which I thought was quite nice. The main problem with the movie is that the entire script is concerned with a very abstract aspect of the original movie, which is that in this computer world, the programs, who are analog versions of ourselves, are aware of us, and they refer to people in the real world as users, and many of them are seen to have an almost religious faith in users. In fact, the villains of the original film refer to this as a superstitious religious dogma. In the second film, that superstitious religious dogma is actualized. Jeff Bridges is now trapped in this universe. He has taken a copy of the original world, put it on a private computer for himself, called it the Grid, set himself up there as God, King, whatever you want to call it, and now he's trapped there, very much like in certain creation myths, the idea of the demiurge. He's trapped there by his evil doppelganger from the first film, known as Clue, who is attempting to create the perfect system. He sees Jeff Bridges as imperfection. Into this, we get Jeff Bridges' character, Flynn's son, Sam Flynn, who's been stuck, wondering where his dad's been for the last 20-something years, and has found a way into this computer world, finds that his father's vision of this digital environment has been corrupted by Clue, and decides he's going to help his dad fight back. That's the plot. If you think about it, it's embracing this whole religious subtext a little too much. Flynn is God. Clue is the devil. And his son Sam is, of course, Jesus Christ. Now, maybe that sounds a bit weird. I thought it was a bit weird. There was lots of religious language used in the film, lots of references to miracles and Son of the Maker and all this kind of thing. A couple of decades ago, there was a writer named Alan Watts. He came up with a very interesting idea that the devil is actually God's left-hand man. Jesus Christ is God's right-hand man. The devil is the guy who gets to do all the shit work that God doesn't want to get blamed for. So here we have Clue, who's been given the job by Flynn of helping him create the perfect system, and he's embraced that idea. He's going to create the perfect system, and if that means killing and genocide and all sorts of things, he's going to do it, because as far as he's concerned, that's what's required. He knows he's been handed this really difficult job, and he's going to do it. I thought that was very ambitious for the screenwriter to take on, but to be honest, it will fly over the heads of most people, and for good reason. It's not a great story idea. Religion as a theme, boring. Religious faith is interesting. Religious conflict is interesting. Religious oppression is interesting. People finding support in religion for after bereavement is interesting. The idea of religion, of I am stuck in this world, it's really cruel, it's God's fault, or God's responsible for this, that's just boring. It's very boring. It defeats the idea of the individual. I would have loved if the sequel to Tron would have concentrated on the idea of the programs becoming more self-aware, more intelligent, regarding the world of the users as being simply another world that they could access and they could interact with, like the MCP, the villain from the first film, did. And this point is undercut more by the great plot of the villain in the sequel, which is to invade the physical world with an army of programs. Makes no sense. Why would you bother? Why couldn't you just take over the world manipulating the computer systems that we rely upon here today? Now, maybe all this sounds like I hated the film. I didn't. I actually quite liked it. I thought it was quite sweet. I thought there was a lovely amount of nostalgic affection for the original film, and a lot of people have complained about Michael Sheen's performance as Zeus, I think his name is. He's fine. He's great. He's seen this as his opportunity to do Ziggy Stardust, and when he's doing his little David Bowie thing, he decides to do a little Chaplin walk at one point. So he's doing sort of like a package deal of British entertainers, and why not? Daft Punk, they're fine. They have a little cameo in it, and they do their soundtrack thing, heavily referencing the first film soundtrack. That's a very Jean-Michel Jarre in miniature. And as I said, Steven Lisberger appears, big smile on his face, serving drinks in Michael Sheen's pub. Can't complain. I personally thought it was fine. I just think they should have come up with a stronger story idea. It looks lovely. The visuals are beautiful. The redesigns of the different characters are very good. And there's a path laid wide open for a sequel. You've got a little Cillian Murphy cameo in there as a son of David Warner's character from the first film. Obviously, they're setting up that if there's another sequel, we're going to get back to the real world of NCOM in this digital environment, and you've got SARC and MCP and all this kind of stuff. I'm sure they're going to bring it all back, and I hope they do. So, look, if you like the original film, go see this. If you're maybe interested in something a little different, no harm, go see it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And maybe the filmmakers will take on board all the criticism that's come out about this film and fashion a better script for the next one. Cheers, folks.